Mars Morara coming up, PS5, that's why I'm doing this. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go! No, wait, no, like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. Okay, now go! We open up on Peter Parker, sleeping. Who is then violently waken up by a lethal gun war. Get up, man! People are dying! You're running out of time! Go, go, go! Spider-Man swings over to the crime with, might I add, the best web-slinging mechanics you've ever seen. Don't even begin to tell me this is better. I'm going to die! Anyways, he takes out the baddies disguised as goodies, and then Fisk, a big baddie, literally. Wilson Fisk goes to the Raft, which is the super jail. He says stuff like, I'll be back, Spider-Man, and in 1 month you wish you had me back? Huh. That's oddly specific, yet doesn't make any sense, because I hate this guy. We then follow Spider-Man to his day job, a science place, where he is working on Oh, never mind, they're just wires. Yes, that's true, my friends. The famous Spider-Man villain, Dr. Otto Octavius, is Peter's boss in this game, and not currently in the business of death and destruction, which makes him really likable. Today is super special, because today is the day Peter and Otto need to show their project to the committee, so they continue to be funded, or else they're homeless. Anyways, everything explodes, not good. Spider-Man bails to do some more Spider-Maning, but then realizes after a full day of wearing his suit, it doesn't really exist anymore because he got shot at like 1,000 times. He goes back to the lab for some repairs. Oh, never mind, he just thinks Peter makes the suits.
Yes, I guess if you design his equipment, you're bound to be a target too.
Oh no, Peter fainted anyways. Huh. Peter wakes up in the morning with a brand new suit. Wait, what? Oh my god, a brand new suit? Who made it? Aww. Spider-Man then swings over to a homeless shelter named Feast because it's his aunt's birthday and she's homeless. She works there. They're having a surprise party, so Peter goes in and is all wow. We're also introduced to Martin Lee, who owns the place and is the nicest guy ever, and Asian. I'm sorry, it matters. Spider-Man's conscious, who isn't really conscious, more of a sassy New York police officer named Yuri, but basically is his conscious, then sends him to Fisk's silent auction because a silent alarm went off, and is told to be as silent as possible because it might be nothing. But it was something! Masked gunman, to be precise. Spider-Man then goes in to kill them, but fails horribly. MJ, who broke up with Peter months ago, saves him and was all, you're probably wondering how I got here. Well, it's a long story. It all started with, get out of here. It was longer in the thing, this is a summary, what can I say, I'm just really good at my job. Oh my god, Mary Jane's stolen possession is getting stolen off her, and she's gonna get shot! Geniuses! Never mind, Spider-Man saved her, it's all good. Spider-Man realizes he was fighting a bunch of Chinese people, and because Spider-Man's racist, he was all,
Martin Lee, are you a Chinese terrorist?
Martin Lee has a degree in art history, he tells Peter not to get mixed up in this, and he also translates the thing to demon, so, you know, he's evil, right? Peter then goes back to work where he finds Otto experimenting his neural-controlled prosthetics on a real-life, normal, civilian amputee man, which is scary. But it works, until you've breached every health standard in the state of America, and because of this very reason, I'm withdrawing my grant from you right here, sir, because frankly, I don't hold a tad of respect for you. Not to mention, I am the city science man. Peter, how the hell are you? Translation, Norman's mayor and therefore less the power to cancel any funding Otto is getting and wants to because they hate each other, which sucks. Spider-Man bails since he can't get paid anymore to take down the Shocker, who's now robbing a bank. Turns out the demons got the Shocker to do this since they want money, which Spider-Man learns by Shocker basically admitting it. Out the demons maybe do it, come on, Jesus, stop, get this off me. The threat of the demons is growing large, and has even reached the knowledge of Fisk and his men as they struggle to keep their resources from them. This is seen at some dock, which Spider-Man heads to after being notified about by his conscious. He investigates the warehouse with a policeman named Jefferson Davis, who bond over gadgets, parkour, and being good at their jobs. So good at their jobs, in fact, that they find the demons in the act of stealing a bunch of guns and stuff. Spider-Man chases after the two in a wild truck ride. And because they're Chinese, they're driving on the wrong side of the road. All of the sides. That's not a racist joke, by the way. It's just that mainland China drives on the right side of the road, and then Hong Kong drives on the left, so it's kind of confusing. You can't really blame them. And also, they drive onto a train track! But I don't think they normally do that in China. It's just because they're terrorists. They don't really care about road rules. Spider-Man catches the truck, but is left defenseless, which is inconvenient because another truck seems pretty set on turning him into mincemeat. Spider-Man, more like Spider rammed into it by a truck, am I right? The truck comes roaring at Spider-Man as he struggles to keep the other just above a train full of people. And at the last second, Davis slams into the truck with the car, saving Spider-Man and therefore everyone on the train. He's a hero. After a long day of work, Spider-Man becomes homeless. So the only logical thing to do is crash at his aunt's homeless shelter because, baby, he's a wreck. Davis is also going to get publicly rewarded for his heroics by Norman Osborn, which he's only really doing because it'll help with his re-election. Coincidentally, Martin Lee just left May in charge while he heads out of town, whatever that's supposed to mean. He's gonna kill Norman Osborn, by the way. Spider-Man wakes up from his long and glorious slumber, only to be notified by Davis that a lethal gun war is occurring between Fisk's men and the demons. Come on, man! People are dying! You gotta stop sleeping! Spider-Man swings over and witnesses the spectacular dominations the demons have over Fisk's men. Fisk even calls Spider-Man up and is all like, "Can you pretty please not get my boys deaded? I'll even tell you who runs the demons." Spider-Man is slightly confused as to what the mob boss just modeled out of his uwu-shaped lips. What's this? Only to find out, Fisk lies. Spider-Man starts chasing the helicopter through the city, which evolves into an incredible action scene where Spider-Man is, well, he's just being awesome. Spider-Man stops them, he poses, then we see Miles, Jefferson Davis' son, take a photo of him, who then starts to head to his dad's rally. Everyone's having a great time. Miles and his family love each other in a family sort of way. Peter and MJ love each other in a best friend, but also potentially being a thing kind of way. And Norman Osborn loves the crowd in an, oh yes, I am definitely gonna get all these sheep's votes in the next election that's coming up sort of way. And Martin Lee loves that he just blew everyone up. Except Osborn, which he hates. Now Spider-Man knows Lee's involved and he has to go investigate his office at Feast before it's too late. Ow! Spider-Man is interrupted by Sable International, led by Silver Sable, who were hired by Norman Osborn to take down the demons by any means necessary. Which is sort of understandable, they did try and blow him up. But Spider-Man is against any means necessary. He much rather prefers 99.9% means necessary. Spider-Man's conscience, who was fabricated into this one, stops Silver Sable from blowing him into smithereens. Which is nice, but Spider-Man is told the next time he gets in her way, she will not be so gentle. Which is kinda hot. Anyhow, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Spider-Man has to get to Lee's office before it's too late! Oh wow, he got there before it was too late. Oh god, it doesn't matter, it's still terrifying.
Mr. Lee.
But Peter gets out of there with certainty that Lee is involved, because he found the same Devil's Breath file MJ found at the silent auction, and information that he's got plans to blow up Norman Osborn several more times. So, using my expert inference skills, Lee doesn't like Osborn all that much.
On an Osborn rally. I didn't know you were a fan.
While Spider-Maning, Spider-Man's crime radar goes off about someone named Charles Sandish, the Oscorp CFO. He swings over to Oscorp Tower to find Sandish being held hostage by the demons, while transferring classified Oscorp information concerning Devil's Breath payroll information, which mentions a Dr. Isaac Delaney. Spider-Man saves Sandish and learns from him that Osborn is the one who's been investing in Devil's Breath and has been doing so for years, which is all he was able to get off Sandish before being abducted by Sable. This can only mean Osborn does not want this story getting out, which sucks for him because I'm a YouTuber and I just told everyone. Spider-Man goes to look for Isaac Delaney to costume party and finds him being kidnapped by a bunch of demons who take him to Lee. Lee affects Delaney with a bad attitude, which is something he can do, which therefore gets him to be super truthful.
His name, Dr. Morgan Michaels.
Which I don't know, I don't really associate with being negative, but what do I know? I guess just the plot of this game. Is that all I'm good for? Reciting plots? He gets Delaney to tell him the name of the person at Oscorp he just begun work with, which turns out to be Morgan Michaels. Alright, cool, we can head out now. And they do. But first, they kill the guys out Spider-Man and affect a whole bunch of admittedly annoying civilians with negativity, which doesn't make it okay, just not that bad. Spider-Man goes to sneak into Norman Osborn's office to seek some more information on Morgan Michaels. He finds that with the help of Norman Osborn, he made Devil's Breath to cure genetic diseases, but in its current state is a mega bad bioweapon. Morgan Michaels keeps it on him at all times so it doesn't get into the wrong hands. So good on him, I guess, but also not, I guess. I'm guessing, alright? I don't know. Leave me alone. Peter tells all this to MJ, who goes to see Charles Sandish in a Sable base to get some more information on Morgan Michaels. She does a really good job. She learns that he's in a Bowery, I don't know what that is either, I'm just gonna assume it's someplace, and is going to be moved to another safe house tomorrow by Sable, but are completely ignoring Grand Central. Grand Central? They were talking about it when I was held hostage. They're gonna, What the hell? MJ pretty annoyed at Peter for ruining her investigation, so annoyed that she breaks up with him, again, and doesn't even say anything about Central. But in Peter's defense, the guy was pointing a gun at her, so I don't know, I probably would have left her alone, but that's just because I don't want to get shot, so doesn't really count. Alright, so this bit isn't mega important, but after Miles lost his dad, Peter offered him a job at Feast to take his mind off things. So Miles is heading over there for his first day, but is stopped by some moggers. Spider-Man stops them and just has the most beautiful, heartfelt, amazing moment where he teaches Miles how to fight, who's just felt the most defenseless he ever has in his whole life. I'm sorry, best game ever. We cut to Morgan Michaels and his Devil's Breath being exported to another location, like Sandish was saying, which was going smoothly, but that all changed when the demons attacked, because now everything is on fire, the Devil's Breath is gone, so, like, bad. This is bad. This is bad. After Martin Lee got the Devil's Breath, he instantly went to Central, which is what Sandish mentioned to MJ before Peter got less than friend zoned, which of course means MJ is there. And look at that, she's being held hostage by a bunch of demons. And then she's gonna get Devil's Breath unleashed on her if Norman Osborn doesn't show up. Oh man, this is not good. He doesn't. But Spider-Man does, who saves everyone, and even gets Martin Lee arrested and sent to the ranch! I mean Rikers. Yeah. Everything is good again. The main villain is in jail, Devil's Breath is being taken to a secure location, so Peter decides to check up on Otto. He hasn't seen him in a while. Otto Octavius has gone full Doc Ock, with the arms and everything, which haven't been refined enough, which means they have a high chance of causing seizures, short-term memory loss, limby degradation, and even frontal lobe edema. Two of which I can tell you are really bad. Peter tries to convince Otto this is not good, but he won't accept. He won't go back to the man who could barely lift his arm above his head. He won't go back to the man who has failed time and time again. He won't, never mind. No, he will. Okay, it's all good. Thanks. Bye! The Devil's Breath truck has crashed. Oh my god, for God's sakes. Keep your Devil's Breath in your truck, why don't you? Spider-Man rushes over to the scene, only to learn he has a much bigger problem on his hands with Rikers. 5 of his most dangerous villains have been let out, including Electro, Rhino, Scorpion, Vulture, and Martin Lee, along with every other common crook in there. This is all occurring through one man, and that man is... Otto heads to the Osborn support group with the Devil's Breath equipped and releases it upon them, unleashing this disease into the city, killing anyone it catches, causing the whole of New York to go into lockdown. This is the moment the whole game has been leading up to. The Devil's Breath is unleashed, the crime is at an all-time high due to Fisk's men, the Devils, and all of the escapees terrorizing and setting up bases and attacking random people around the city. And Otto Octavius, or Dr. Octopus, no, can't take that name seriously. Let's just say Doc Ock. Doc Ock has formed a Sinister Six with the goal of stripping Norman Osborn for all his worth and showing to the city the heartless millionaire bad guy he is. Yeah, it's total chaos, and all Spider-Man can do is try to stop it all, bad situation by bad situation. But because this is a summary, I'm just gonna have to list you everything that happens in a somewhat emotionless way. You can measure the level of importance by the tone of my voice, okay? Yeah, okay. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Aunt May gets the virus. May and Miles are almost killed by a fire. Spider-Man saves them. MJ saves him. They get back together. Spider-Man looks for Otto. Spider-Man in the process gets attacked by the Vulture and the Electro. He beats them up. Now it's the Sinister Four, not as alliterative, but it's true. Spider-Man finds Rhino and Scorpion at a place. He beats them up. Now it's the Sinister Two, still not so alliterative. Guide, I'm gonna stop listing things now. This is important. MJ goes snooping around Norman Osborn's house for clues on the antidote. Long story short, she finds the exact location, which happens to be the very same location Martin Lee develops his negativity in every sense of the word. MJ overhears Norman say he's gonna head over to check up on Morgan Michaels, who's developing an anti-serum, and also you're not invited because you're no good at protecting me. MJ got all the information she needs, so she bails out the frickin' window. Coincidentally, Spider-Man catches her. That was lucky. I guess MJ was aiming for the bouncy castle. Nice tactic. I would have done the same and died because I wouldn't have jumped to begin with, but then I would have got shot. So I'm still dead. MJ fills Peter in on the news, so he heads for the secret lab where the antidote is being made to find Mark Lee holding Norman and Morgan hostage with the antidote at hand. Spider-Man's all, killing everybody is not gonna bring your parents back. And Mark Lee's all, shut up and join me. Together we can take out the cancer that is Norman Osborn. And Spider-Man's all, no. And Mark Lee's all like, okay, just imagine all that, but it's expertly performed, better written, and more serious. Everything's pretty serious by now. Spider-Man takes out Lee, but then Otto bursts through the roof and just demolishes Spider-Man in order to get the antidote back. Otto notices Norman and takes him to Oscorp Tower. Morgan, Michaels, and Silver Sable, who like Spider-Man now because he's trying to save Norman, rush in to take him to Feast to try save his life. They do! Peter doubts his ability to take out Otto, but then MJ calls him Tiger, which is pretty hot, so now he can.
Go get him, Tiger.
Also, Aunt May is slowly dying to the virus, so, you know, he really needs that antidote. Peter rushes to his old lab to build a new suit, made of the same stuff as Otto's arms. We cut to Otto ordering Norman to admit the wrongs of his past, but he won't. Otto drops him to the bottom of the building, but Spider-Man catches him. He then heads up to plead with Otto, but he fights back. After a long battle, which is even longer if you suck at the game like I did, Otto reveals to Peter that he knew he was Spider-Man. Then it hits Peter. If Otto knew he was Spider-Man and continued to fight, the only person who ever saw Otto as the man he wished he could be, this revenge plot must be more important to him than their friendship. This ends the burden Peter has on giving up on his friend, just as Otto did, without hesitation. This is not the man he knew, and he has to end the suffering of this city. So he does! Spider-Man rushes back to get the antidote to Aunt May, but if he gives it to her, Morgan Michaels can't replicate the serum to help the rest of New York. May I ask Peter to take off his mask so she can see his nephew for one last time. Peter goes to inject her with the antidote, but realizes his responsibility. He just saved New York. And that's it! We get 2 teasers into the future, one being at Osborn's house lab, revealing Harry never got to Europe and was in fact in a fish tank for months, while Norman looked for a cure to cure whatever disease he's got, which right now looks a lot like Venom. And secondly, Miles gets spider powers from a spider bite that originated from Osborn's house lab as well, which was carried over by MJ, which I didn't mention at the time because it didn't really matter. Until now. This game is my favorite. If you're ever offended by me just like being mean to this game or making fun of it too much, please don't be, because it's all in good fun. And you know, I probably like this game more than you. It's like, you know, my favorite game besides Minecraft and of course Fortnite. That's also a joke, by the way. You gotta take me less seriously, God. Anyways, if you did like this video, a like and subscribe would be very, very nice, because this video is 17 minutes. That's the longest video I've ever made. That isn't a Minecraft Let's Play. Anyways, that's all I have to say about that, so goodbye.